I'm reaching out. I want to do something really nice for the staff and for our community.
Mm-hmm.
So I forwarded it to her and I said, I think you got hacked. And she replied, no, it's a phishing email. It's like, yeah, I'm a generation behind.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, but at least I knew, like, that is not her email address.
Mm-hmm.
I got to get out of this sun.
We are
Yeah.
getting smarter and smarter.
Yes.
And more cautious. And I do have, I think, what's a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
We've been working on sharing location, and three of us have not been able to get together at the same time to do anything, but Bob has Android. So I looked up sharing Android to iPhone. I know we talked about it, but I ran into this, and it says instructions: use Google Maps,
Mm-hmm.
share location.
Mm-hmm.
And I've gotten that far very easily. And then I come to Google Maps wants to use google.com to sign in. This allows the app and website to share your information about you. Cancel or continue.
Yeah, probably wants you to create a Google account is
Well, we have one.
okay. So,
So would it be safe to continue?
yes. If
Okay.
you've got one, you should be able to continue.
Okay.
Should just connect and work.
Say it. Sometimes I get overcautious.
It's a good thing. Rather you be overcautious than trusting of everything
Yeah.
and falling for everything.
Thank you.
Yep. So, Sherry, going back to, what's the difference between hacking and phishing, which are good things to remind folks on. Um, so let me pull up. This is a old thing from a tech time long ago, but this is a phishing email. Um, and what are some red flags about this email that doesn't make it seem like Pastor Don
Doesn't show
sent it?
his email address. Should it?
Well, typically when you get an email, it doesn't automatically show the name unless you click on it. On his name or her name.
I do know that he never signs in Christ. He believes in Christ, but that's not a typical signature for him.
No. Do you
And he
think
seldom referred to himself as lead pastor.
Mm-hmm. And would he reach out for a random favor and ask you for a favor via email quickly, as soon as possible,
Without saying what it is.
without saying what it is? Or not having a subject line. Those are but yes, if you double click on his name, this is the URL that pops up versus
Oh, IECE.
this is what his old email looked like back in the day.
They don't know how to spell
Nope.
office.
What does external mean? I've seen that other times too.
So external is something for Westminster staff. That would be a red flag for phishing for me. So external means that it did not come since it was sent to me and it didn't come from a westminsterpc.org email address.
Ah,
So anytime somebody from any congregant, anybody who's not staff at Westminster sends me an email, it reads external. So that is another red flag for something like this. Don Lincoln would never be external for me. Um, so I'm not sure why you would get it unless it's, all the Comcast emails get, internal for
yeah.
Comcast, but um, it's a good question.
I didn't know if it meant it came from a different device than the person usually uses. I've seen it very seldom.
Mm-mm,
Okay,
no,
but that could
no.
be a red flag for something.
But yes, if you're in a like company organization with a specific URL like westminsterpc.org, that is way to flag phishing.
Okay.
But hacking is when they actually get into your email address and start sending you things with the email address. And if you click on it and it's actually somebody's email address, that's when you go, um, that's hacking. You need to change your email.
What did you, in that instance, do about that?
For
With-
Leah's email yesterday,
No,
or
with Don Lincoln.
for that particular phishing
Yeah, the 2019.
2019, we probably reported it as phishing. There's a website that you can forward it to. Back in the day, there's now a lot of email addresses, or I know Outlook has a button on it that says report this as phishing. Um, let me see if I can find that. I don't know if any of you use Outlook. Uh, the bells, I think, probably have just started, but
No, we haven't gotten that far yet. We just never seem to be in the same place at the same time to work on stuff like that.
how dare you?
Yeah.
Trying to work with each other. So if you have Outlook, there's an open an email. There's something called a fish alert. So you could say this is a fish email. Not all email inboxes have that kind of option, but sometimes there's a right click and report as fish, or you can just drag it to your spam or mark as spam. So that's an option as well.
And the best reaction is to delete immediately.
Yes.
Mhm.
And not click on any links. Do not click on links. Please, please, please. Don't respond. Yeah. And if you email them back a couple times, like if you asked Dawn or Leah, oh, I'm happy to offer a favor. What is it? It's not the end of the world. But, when they start saying go out and buy Walmart gift cards at $20 and then email me the codes, that's a red flag.
But they know they've got a live email.
Perfect. Yep.
Mhm.
But I'll throw this slide up too from years ago that has the email. You could also forward it to the FTC if the FTC is still functioning. I don't know.
Ooh.
Spam, and then there's an anti-phishing reporting. Yeah. So there's options.
How do you file your tech times? I save them. I've got a
Yeah.
file full of tech times, but I would have no idea how to go back and find anything.
Well, that particular one, that's from like one of our first tech time back in May of 2020, April or May. Initially, when I started tech time, I was only going to do one presentation. I was supposed to do a Tuesday fellowship presentation back in March of 2020, and then it got canceled because of COVID. So I was like, well, this information is needed right now because everybody's stuck at home on the internet more. So I was like, I'll just do a one-off because Tuesday fellowship isn't meeting right now. And that what I thought we could cover in 1 hour actually took like 2 months to cover. So that's from that PowerPoint presentation from 2020.
But how do you find that? How do you index them somehow, or how do you found that so quickly?
Oh, I have a folder.
I know that you've covered other things that I have questions on, but I don't know how to go back and find them.
That particular slide was a PowerPoint in my documents, but there is a playlist on YouTube. Let me pull up for you. So this is what you would see. So if you go to YouTube, and you should see something like this.
Like what?
YouTube, like you would see
Oh, you're just looking
at a
okay.
YouTube page. You pull up YouTube, and you type in Westminster Presbyterian Church,
Okay.
Westchester, because there's too many,
Wilmington.
there's too many Westminsters. If you pull this up, and scroll down, there's different playlists of things. And there's one for Tech Time down here, Tech Time with Lynn. And this is all our videos from our 5 years together, 189 of them. So you can
Whoa.
scroll through
Oh.
them.
Okay, and it tells a short title of what's in there.
Yes. When I post them, I try to give in the subject line what we talk about for the most
Oh,
part.
okay. So YouTube is a better place for me to go than to my own computer, which just has the dates. Okay, thank you.
Unless you know specifically what date.
Yeah,
it
no,
is. You know, if you could also go here to this playlist section, and then find Tech Time in the playlist section. I don't know where it is. It's usually out like by date, but clearly that is not happening right now.
yeah, I found other things the way you showed the first time.
Mm-hmm.
So, thank you. Oh, there you are.
Yep.
This one.
Yep. Or if you want to search, something in particular for Westminster's page, like Windows. Theoretically, all the videos we talk about Windows will pop up.
Okay.
Theoretically, I'm not sure. Oh, Windows, like Windows. So, yes. But yes, that's where you can archive.
Cool.
Good questions. Other?
Okay. I have a comment about Tech Time.
Yeah.
Wait, if Gene mutes, then I don't get the echo over here. Yeah, you started this as a one-off, and it has grown into a life of its own.
Mm-hmm.
I think I can speak for the group. I think we really enjoy this. I look forward to these Thursday gatherings. It's also most therapeutic in some way in this day and age. However, your time is precious. If you feel that you would like to go to every other week or once a month or something, I think the group would, I don't want to speak for everybody, but I would say you should feel to change the timing of it, of how often we do it. You do seem at ease when there's a funeral or something. You just say, I can't do it, or I'm on vacation. Understandable. But it's grown beyond what you ever thought it would be, and it takes time out of each week. So I just lay that out, and you can take that under advisement and proceed as you feel you want to.
Sounds good. Yes.
I do like the group, but your time is precious in other ways too.
Appreciate it. Yes. Each week's different. I know some people can't make every week, so there are pros and cons, but we'll see what happens, how it goes. Yes. Other things you guys want to discuss, worry about? Yeah. Go, Bev.
Yeah, since we're kind of on the subject of hacking and phishing and all of that, last night I got notice that my Facebook account was hacked yet again. This is at least half a dozen times, probably more than that. So I changed my password. My concern is that I'm using passwords that are generated by our password manager, which are supposed to be more secure. How concerned should I be that this keeps happening?
Are they being hacked, or is it they're creating spoofs of you?
Yeah.
I think they're creating spoofs of me.
Then they're not getting into your account. So
No.
there's no concern that you need to change your passcode or anything like that. Password managers are going to keep you as private as possible. The challenge is there people are trying to fake your identity,
Mm-hmm.
otherwise known as spoofing. So, and there's nothing you can do about it. They're just bad players online that, are trying to manipulate your friends. And the only thing you can do is report them and say, this is a fake person. Let me see if I can.
Yeah, I just had that
find that.
probably a week ago or so. And I was online trying to find out too, whether like I needed to change my password. Was I hacked or was I, from what I was reading, it made it sound as though I wasn't hacked. They were just creating like another profile of me and trying to get friends to sending out requests for friends.
Mhm.
So if that's the case, then all I did was put a notice on Facebook that don't accept any friend requests from me. And if you
Mhm.
get one and we're already friends, please report it.
Mhm.
Is there anything else that you should do in a case like that?
No, that is exactly what you want to do.
Okay. And I did
And
have friends that reported it because I then got a notice from Facebook saying that I had a friend reported it and they were going to look into it and, do all of that. But I didn't change my password or anything at that point.
yeah, and you wouldn't be able to get into their account. You would only change your password.
Right, right.
But yes, for anybody who doesn't know, what you would do is you would go to the person's profile. Like, this is my friend Elizabeth. We'll pretend that she's a fake person. And you would hit block. Or nope, nope, nope. I didn't mean to do that. Oh well. You
Oh.
would report or report, where is this? Report profile right here. And then it will something about this profile. And scam, fraud, or personation. And then you would follow that and you would say that this person's impersonating me. So that's what you would
And it
say.
has to be the person that receives the friend request that does that, correct?
Well, if you get a link to the person's profile, you as the victim can say they're impersonating me. But your friend could also say that as well.
All right. I thought it had to be the person that got the friend request. I didn't realize I could report it myself,
Mm-hmm.
which I did not do because I relied on my friends to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I thought they had to. I didn't realize I could do that myself.
Yep. But you can also report things as spam or fraud as well. So if you find profiles or posts or things, and you can do this both for people and for posts particularly. So
Where do you do that, Lynn? Like, I mean, I didn't get the friend request, obviously, because it was me,
you
but
could do this for any person in your
yeah, but if I wanted to report that there's somebody out there that's spoofing me, where do I go on Facebook to do that?
so if you go to the person, if you found the person that's spoofing you, if you search in, Bev, maybe
Okay.
this is your fake person. I'm guessing.
Yes, because I have
And
more than 11 friends.
you have two mutual friends. Is it scary? They have an actual photo of you. What you would do is
Yeah.
you would report this profile.
Okay.
And then this is a impersonation. You would say, this is me. And I would,
How did you get to report? I'm sorry, I was looking at my phone and missed
no
that.
worries. So if you go to the person's profile,
Okay.
over here, there's three little dots.
Okay.
Click on those dots.
Yep.
Block would mean I don't want to see this person anymore.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
some person, but
Or
if you want to
profile.
say report profile, And if they're, you know, posting nude photos, you would do that, or if they're bullying you or things like that. Or domestic violence if Chuck is, you know, doing things. But you want the scam, fraud, or impersonation. And then
I also have under that, I have fake profile. It comes
Mhm.
up directly on my phone. Should I just go to that?
You could, but impersonation means that it's specifically impersonating you. Fake profile would be, say, a bot, that was
Oh, okay.
created by an organization.
So I have scam, fraud, or false information.
Scam, fraud. Is that one or is that two?
It's all, it says scam, comma, fraud, or false information with an
Right.
arrow next to it. And then underneath that, I have the option of fake profile with an arrow next to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I want the top one.
Yes.
Okay. And then fraud or scam.
Fraud. I'm surprised they don't have the impersonation, but um, it would be fraud as well. It'd be identity fraud.
Then it gives me a report details. Why are you reporting this profile? Scam, fraud, or false information, which best describes the problem, fraud or scam? And then I have the option to submit.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So that's what I want to do.
Yep.
Okay.
And for those that report that they have a friend being scammed, you could do it here, impersonation, and I would say a friend of mine is being scammed, and I would type
Right.
in Bev Shaner. That is the real Bev Shaner. And then I would hit next and then submit. And they would say thank you. And then they'll let you know if
Did you just really do that now?
yep, because this is a fake profile of Bev. So we want this one to go. Bev also reported it. So between the two of us, maybe they'll disappear. We'll see.
And then do they take down that fake profile?
Theoretically,
Okay.
they'll report back supposedly to us to say whether or not they did anything. But I know there were a lot of people laid off from Facebook recently, so there's less people to do the work. So it probably will take them longer to identify that. Um, unless they have AI set up to kind of help figure that out. Um, but we'll see maybe in a tech time in a week or two we'll have a report back of what happened to this profile.
So why do some people, like Bev said, she's had this happen several times now over the past few months, and then other people it never happens to? Is
My
there
guess,
something that one person is doing that the others aren't that causes them to be spoofed more frequently?
it's a good question. I don't know the answer
Okay.
without doing a lot of research. My guess is that the spammers find a certain think this particular demographic of people. I don't know if it's Bev's age or the amount of friends she has or the network. I'd have to do some more research into that. It would be an interesting thing to say, but I'm guessing there's some combination of that kind of stuff. I'm
Okay.
guessing it's not anything else other than that. Um, but it's a
Well,
good
thank you
question.
for that. With that, I have to go because I've got a doctor's appointment. So I'll see you all next week
Or
See ya.
tonight?
For tonight, yeah.
or tonight. Yes.
But yes, these are good questions that I don't have the answers for yet. But yes, I think I've only been spoofed once, so it just depends.
Well, someone else said to me that it could be how much you use Messenger, because they didn't think that Messenger was safe, and I typically don't use Messenger, and I never open an attachment or a file that anybody sends me through Messenger unless I confirm first with that person, did you really send this to me? Because I've seen or heard in the past that a lot of people try to get you to open those attachments and those videos and things, and that there sometimes are things attached to that, viruses and things attached to those attachments.
Mm-hmm. Yes. There is that, and a lot of spammers try to get to you through Messenger, but theoretically Messenger is not all that bad. So, but let me pull this up because I haven't been in Messenger.
But yeah, like probably 2 or 3 weeks ago, someone sent me, I mean, yes, we're friends on Facebook, but it's not like we communicate a lot to each other through Facebook or anything. And all of a sudden they're sending me a video to watch. And I'm there like, that's just so out of the ordinary. This person, it's not even like we make comments that often back and forth on Facebook. Why all of a sudden would they be trying to send me a video? I just deleted it. I never opened it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hear you. So it's interesting to see what you can do for security and stuff. I don't know what your privacy and security settings are, but it looks like you can do encrypted chats, which may help that without having to, I again have to do more research. But add people. Oh, interesting. So you could make things restricted so certain people couldn't contact you. Interesting. So can you block certain things on Messenger only? Does not appear so. But if you don't have your profile private, that will also help. But I think you will all have private Facebook accounts. So, yes. I don't know. Did I get distracted? I might not have answered your questions.
No, you're good.
Okay,
This is kind of a side question, but
go for it.
is the church using any AI yet in any of its daily functions?
I have not used AI for anything yet.
Mhm.
I can't speak on behalf of the other staff members. Who knows if the pastors have used it, to write sermons. You'd have to
Right.
ask them. I highly doubt it. But it is not, to my knowledge, used yet for that purpose.
Back some months ago when we did the 2 Chautauqua lectures on AI, that week when that was the theme, the Sunday evening worship that that week was developed by AI. I think I gave you a copy
You
of the
did.
order.
The
And
pastors had a good laugh over that. So.
and you know, they sometimes had to, the person that was doing it would ask AI to create an opening prayer that fits Chautauqua or something. Some of it really worked and some didn't, and he'd go back and say, try again. Some of it did sound a little canned.
Lynn,
Mm-hmm. Yep. I think we lost Chuck.
I think too, he did. He didn't even say goodbye.
Maybe his internet's acting up again. But yes, it's a good question, David.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
How about you?
Lynn,
Have you guys used AI at all or not touched it?
Not touched it.
Good.
Haven't had any
No.
reason to.
Not planning to.
no.
It's
Ray
for the-
and I list things on eBay, and they
Mhm.
started offering AI descriptions of your item,
Mm-hmm.
probably maybe even a year ago. And it's so obvious when you go into somebody's listing because it will say things like, this will be the perfect addition to your living room, or, something really vague about the item. And I was like, I would never, and like 100 words when you could have described it yourself in probably 2 sentences.
Yeah.
So that's my one experience. It's pretty comical.
Mm-hmm. I did use it for personal use recently. I have an old table that was starting to it was starting to fall apart. And I knew it was my grandmother's, but I had no idea how old it was, and my mom didn't know. She kind of thought it was her grandparents, so it could have been, from the 1920s. So I added a photo. I was like, AI, any idea how old this is? And they're like, early 19th century. And I was like, okay, well, that's hard to describe particularly. It didn't give you much information other than what I had already guessed. But um, so that was interesting to see their response on that. But
So how did you ask AI a question with a photo? I guess I'm curious.
let me see if I can replicate it. I used ChatGDP for mine. So what I did, let me see if I can find the photo too. If I was smart, I still have it saved somewhere. Knowing me, I have photos everywhere. Yeah, here we go. Okay, found the photo. Okay, so share. Share screen. So, are you guys seeing my screen?
No.
I
No,
see us all.
That's what I was like, I don't understand. It looks like, I don't know. Okay. So, Brave. So, this is what ChatGPT looks like if you guys. So, I went to this attachment section, upload from computer, and then I went to the photo of the table, which is this. And I said, when was the, or something similar, table made? And let's see what it says.
Ooh, that's pretty.
whoa,
It's a
yeah,
nice little table. Jerry Schutz is fixing it for me. So that's what it says, which is about what I expected. But that's what I did. Oh, it looks like here's my saved result from last time. So kept that information. So you could say, yes, I would like more. I would like guidelines. And now it's going to give me all kinds of helpful information,
man, that's quick.
right? Yeah. And this is probably what Jerry Schutz is working on for me when in all his, free time. But
Did you also do a Google search with the photo? We do that
probably
at the thrift
could.
shop all the time.
We could try that too.
We're
So,
usually looking for comparable prices, but I use Google search a lot.
and that would probably be AI as well.
Yeah. Ooh, $3,500.
3,500.
Hmm.
Ooh, go for it.
So, early 20th century. 1920s. But yes. So this is what you're used to doing, Sherry.
Yes, but I didn't know we could also ask a question. So
Yes.
that's worth the price of admission this morning.
But this would be Google's AI that's answering this question for you.
Yeah.
So you are using AI in that result.
And who is Chat GPT? Who runs that?
That is the company is called ChatGPT, I think. Maybe.
And there's no charge for that?
There is no charge. You do need to create an account. But I think it is one of the I think it's technically a nonprofit, although it's got millions of dollars and tech billionaires that built it. Um, but I what I know, and I know there's a new one. Let me. Um, so it's a AI intelligent research and development company based in San Francisco. So that is ChatGPT. OpenAI is the company. Gemini is Google's version of AI. And I know we've talked before about Microsoft's version, which is Copilot.
Yes.
So, and we've shown you how to shut that off on your computers, but always good to do again.
Who has
And then
Copilot?
Copilot,
Who-
that's
Microsoft.
Microsoft. And we took that off your laptop at one point. I know bells. But and then there's the new one that China just released.
DeepSeek,
DeepSeek. I was like, it's not Deep Sea, but what is it?
DeepSeek. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was a lot made faster and cheaper, but it doesn't seem to have as good as search results.
That makes me nervous.
Yeah. So,
Lynn,
yeah.
I have a follow-up to
Yeah.
Bev's issue.
Yes.
She got an email. I'll share my screen and show it to you.
Yeah.
She got an email just after she signed out of this meeting and sent it to me. Let me bring up my email. Here you go. This is Facebook sending her this answer.
Yep, I got that same response when my friend reported it.
Profile your friend reported and found it isn't pretending to it isn't against. Huh.
Did Bev
Interesting.
also report it?
She did.
Yeah.
So did she get the same, like this is from Lynn's reporting it? Huh.
Well, this is from Facebook to Bev, and her friend evidently reported it
Which was
also.
me.
It could be
Okay.
Lynn.
Yeah.
And they don't think it's her.
I got that same response that said, and I know a friend posted it or reported it, and I got that same response saying they didn't think it was.
So basically, Facebook is going to do nothing about these spam or spoofing accounts, is what it's saying,
That's what it looks like to me.
which is awful. And you could look at their community standards to see, what requires a spoofing, I guess. I did get an email from Facebook while we were meeting saying, thanks for letting us know somebody's impersonating your friend. Reports like yours are important to keep Facebook a safe and welcoming community.
But we're
As
not
this
going to
is
do anything
happening
about
to
it.
your friend, we're going to close the
Right.
report and follow up with your friend directly once we've reviewed the account.
But
So-
maybe Bev will still get an answer regarding her report.
Maybe.
Like
Yeah,
maybe
she
that
may.
would seem a little more legit. Like, oh, this is actually the person telling us
Yeah.
it's not them.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know when she reported it. I assume she reported it before Lynn did hers just now, but
Mhm.
she didn't say anything about that
Well,
in terms of.
didn't she just reported this morning on the call?
Yes.
Okay, so it'd have been
Okay.
about the same time.
Okay,
He, I
so
think, did it right before. Chuck,
She-
what's
she
the
may have
time?
gotten-
What's the
Pardon?
timestamp on that email? My thank you went out at 10:24.
This is 10:25.
Oh, so
Quickly.
they didn't do
Well,
anything.
so they obviously didn't have time to even review it. I wonder if that's just a standard response that goes out.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna take a minute to type all this up pretty much and get it out to her.
I think that's a standard response.
Yep.
Yeah, wow.
I mean, it's only a minute apart. You know, they didn't have time to do any review on that.
Right.
No. Or a bot did it. But
Interesting.
AI generated.
yep. Very interesting.
I think we should report that Sherry's head has been half cut off.
Whoop,
Well,
that's what happens when you move your laptop.
There you are.
I hope you all got to see my dog when she made her guest appearance a few minutes ago.
Oh, I missed it.
Oh, I
Oh,
missed that too.
she
Yeah.
she popped in for a minute, but now she's gone.
I like the plates on your wall.
Oh, thanks. They're from the 1939 World's Fair,
Oh, cool.
which I
We
collect.
used to get those kind of views from Dan when he was with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just see the top of his head, you
Oh,
know?
good old Dan, yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Wilson on,
Yes, exactly.
what was the show?
School time.
Cool.
That's a cool
Home
time, yeah.
School
improvement.
time. Home improvement, yeah.
Home improvement.
Tool time's like tech time, you know. Tech time for tools.
So good. Yeah. Other questions about any of these?
Then, do you happen to own an Apple Watch? And if you do, okay. And do you find all the healthcare content or possibilities, potential worth it? And you have any advice on buying one of those or whatever?
I love my Apple Watch. I don't regret it at all. I love the health functionality. I don't know how accurate stuff are, it's hard to say, but they claim it's very helpful. Um, I like that it holds me accountable to get up and move every 50 minutes if I'm sitting around for 50 minutes.
Very good.
And it records my exercise points and reminds me to go and exercise. But I know with people, especially with heart issues, find it really helpful. It does echo or EKGs or whatever to check on your heart. And if you start
AFib
having,
or- yeah.
thank you. And if you're starting to have high heart stuff, it will notify you so that you might be able to catch heart attacks earlier. And check your blood pressure and stuff. So if that's an issue for you, and that tends to be the more expensive Apple Watches that have those features,
Yeah.
but it might be worth if that's an issue. But I find it
I was
very,
just gonna say, I don't think all the versions of Apple Watch have all those features.
I don't have the highest model that has all the fancy stuff.
Well, my heart starts to race when I listen to some of the sermons at church, so I might need a watch.
Well, and it yells at me when I go to concerts and things, when I go to like the Hershey Bears games, it tells me the volume is too loud. You need to, your ears are going to be damaged by the loud noise. So I'm like, well, there's nothing I can do about this other than, put on earplugs or something, but
Or
That
not
could be a
go.
birthday
or
present
not
to
go.
myself. Yeah, okay.
But
Thank you.
yeah. Well, and the only reason I got my Apple Watch at first was for Sunday mornings. Pre-pandemic, I was like, I want to be able to read my text messages instead of having to pull out my phone all the time, because especially for women's clothings, I couldn't always, but I could go, okay, this is an important text I need to deal with right now on a Sunday morning, or not at all. So but
One other
Yes.
quick question.
go for it.
Apparently one of our charging cables has died. And it's Apple. What do we ask for? I know there are different kinds now.
So
I think there are
um,
different kinds.
there are, and it depends on what device. Is it your iPhone that you need charging?
Phone and iPad.
iPad. So is it one that looks flat like this, or is it one that's got more, more where you can see little icon, like gold icon things that are lined? We can't hear you
You're
talk.
muted, Gene.
You're muted.
It won't reach from where it's plugged in. I have two. One works, one doesn't. But it's flat and it has like gold lines
Gold
up at the
lines?
tip. Uh-huh.
That's a lightning
Mhm.
cable.
Okay. So I would just
So,
ask for a lightning cable.
yeah. And you can get that at pretty much any store, Walmart, Target, Best Buy, Staples. You could get it online.
Okay.
I go to
question
Five Below
is,
to get mine.
yeah,
Five Below,
Ah.
they're only like $5, $6. I know I've read that you're not supposed to use those cables or the cheap cables, but I've been using them for a lot of years and I've had no problems with them.
right. Yeah. The real question is what cable do you want on the other end of your cable?
Oh,
Because some are this new USB-C,
Mhm.
which are the flatter ones, or is it the standard old-fashioned USB that's kind of more square and full? Yeah, that's a that's like a standard USB cable. So you
okay.
want that end, where they might not be making as many of those. They're phasing that out just to drive you crazy.
Mhm.
To make money.
Yep,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
yep. But they should have those at the store as well.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Gas stations also sell these cables too. Are going to a Wawa.
So you're gonna pay significantly more, say at Best Buy or,
Yeah, all of them should be less than, like, should be around $5, $10.
oh, okay.
And you can get different size cable, like lengths. You could get
Oh,
one that's, a foot, some that are 2, some are 5. You could get
okay,
lengths.
okay.
I got some new ones at Christmas time, which are different than what you would expect. One end is your standard USB.
Mhm.
The other end is a magnet.
What?
And in my phone goes this little tip. This is a lightning.
Mhm.
You put this in your phone and you leave it there, and then you just attach the magnet to it. These are braided nylon cables, and they're supposed to withstand chainsaws. The military uses them, so they last forever, supposedly. So what happens is when you buy it, you get three of these tips. You get a lightning, you get a USB-C, and I forget what the other one is. But you just put it in your device, in your phone, snap it in, and you leave it there. So I have one in my iPad, one in my phone, I have one in the car, and one of these cables works any of them. no
Huh.
matter what the no matter what the end is that goes in your device, whether it's a USB-C or a US or a lightning or whatever. And you just put the battery on it or the magnet on it and it charges it.
Got that from Buy Below?
No, I bought them from online from a company called Static, Statik. They have all sorts of different things that you can use that you can buy from them. But I've had good luck with these since Christmas time, and they work very nicely. And like I say, you got these three different kinds of tips that you can just put in whatever device you have. Like one of them would probably work in Bob's Android phone. So he could end up using the same cable that you're using for your iPhone to charge both of them.
You're trying to start some division in the house, aren't you?
No, I'm trying to make it easier.
Well, no,
The
I
same
want to
cable-
charge my phone. Bob says, no, I need to charge my phone.
We just get two cables and you'd have 6 tips.
I just threw the link in the chat for those of you who want it. One's on Amazon and one's the actual website for the
Yeah.
company. They're a little bit more expensive than you would
They
get
are.
at the store, but it sounds like it's worth it because
Yeah,
they keep changing those things. So
I mean, you look at the quality of these compared to the white ones that you get from Apple or anywhere else. These should last forever, and that's what the company is touting, you know, with their program that they last forever. So you buy. I had a deal at Christmas time where you bought 2 and get 3 free. So I got 5 cables and three different tips for each cable.
mm-hmm. Yep.
So yes, they're a little more expensive. I'll give you that, but
They look worth it.
if they last longer, and I've got a couple of uh the old white cables that need to be replaced. I'm trying to convince Bev that she needs one of these, but yeah, there you go.
This one looks interesting too. It's got a whole different variety of stuff, but there's all kinds of different colors and things.
Yeah, they have some that glow when you plug them in.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then maybe this is
glow
what you
bright.
want, Bells, where you've got 4 chargers all at once, so you
Yeah.
could charge all your devices in one go.
Yeah. They also have portable charging units. They have a variety of stuff.
Mm-hmm. You could sort through just the magnetic ones or
Yeah.
different things.
And the magnetic ones will turn 360 degrees. So they're very flexible.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Yep.
I mean, take it for what it's worth. I'm just suggesting as an option to you if you're going to go buy. They unfortunately, mine came in from China. It took a month. Now, I don't know that they're all going to be that slow.
No tariff?
This is pre-tariff.
PT.
Remember, that all happened after Christmas.
If you go with the Amazon link, which I also included on the website, it looks like you'll get them by Tuesday the 4th.
Oh,
So-
there you go.
That's not bad.
But
That's
it's
closer than
Amazon.
China.
But it's Amazon. So-
Yeah. But you decide. I mean, I'm not pushing them on you. I'm just showing them to you as an option.
You said that my end was USB, standard USB, and they're now moving to USB 3C.
So
What?
See.
What?
So,
What
let
I'm
me
wondering
pull up-
is, will USBs become non-usable?
eventually it's not going to happen anytime soon. At least I don't think so.
Eventually, like maybe several years?
Yes.
or decades or,
Let me pull up variety. You never know with these things. Things happen quicker than you expect, and you're like,
Mhm.
"What now?" Or you're caught off guard. With a lot of things, like anything.
just wondering if we have to buy, if that's the coming thing, whether we should buy for this one, buy it with USB-C end and get a new plug, whatever that's called.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull up the image for you.
Five Below has charging cubes that have the old USB port and a USB-C port on them, so you can use it for either
Either one.
kind of device.
So the challenge is Ethernet disappeared before we realized it thing, headphone jacks, all kinds of things happened. But this is a lightning cable.
Yep.
This is a
Mhm.
standard USB. This is USB-C, headphones, HDMI, mini USB, Thunderbolt, which I thought was going to be the new thing, and it's
Yeah.
obsolete now.
By the wayside.
So, there's a whole variety, but they make lots and lots and lots of new cables. VGA used to be really popular, and that's
Mhm.
dead. Um, so, and the printing cable thing, you
Oh,
don't see
yeah.
that anymore.
Right. Got a
Um,
bunch of those in the closet.
you
Yeah.
can probably throw those away.
Yeah.
Unless you still have a printer that uses them. So lots of different kinds of USBs and yes, ports that and I know Europe was holding tech companies accountable and saying we're going to make everything USB-C going forward. That way, when you charge your computer, your phone, your tablet, no matter what company you have, no matter what, it will be one standard port. And that way it would cut back on e-waste, which is, advancing climate change and things,
We don't have climate change.
Right.
So that is something to consider. We'll see if that actually happens, that Europe can set a standard that America might switch to. We'll see.
Clock is chiming 11.
Any other questions or things before we depart for the week?
Not urgent for now, but you had mentioned digital legacy, or that'd be interesting topic sometime.
Yes. Betty Ann specifically asked for that, but what has had some things on Thursday morning, so I was waiting for her to make an appearance for that.
Fine.
If she says that she has trouble getting, we can just do it without her and let her watch the recording too. But anything else for the good of the order? Can identify them for you.
But just, you don't need to waste your time doing that. We can say go to Best Buy and ask.
Yeah. My guess is if you haven't used them in 2 years, you can probably recycle them.
Yeah.
But maybe this is just what I need to.
Okay.
Yeah,
You
I think they're
should.
from your old phone, but I'm not sure. Anyway.
But
Are all plugins that go into the 110-volt socket, are they all the same?
so they should be. It's just different ports, different things, but they all can go into that. Yeah. So
So you can't put a USB-C into a USB.
Yes,
Oh.
you would just need a block, and I have like a little square thing that has multiple ends, so you can just
But the
like
transformers are all the same
yeah.
voltage
Or
or
you could
whatever.
get one of those devices that, like when you travel to Europe and they have all the different ends. I know some of you are probably going to Scotland, so where you could get a port that has both, the European or England and Europe and American with all the different ends as well. So, yeah.
Great, great.
Lots,
Yeah, they're
lots
cool.
to serve.
You get a lot of choice, a lot of variety with them.
Mm-hmm.
I have one of them.
They're great.
Mm-hmm.
David's blood pressure must have risen so high he had to leave.
Yeah. I hope we didn't cause a heart attack.
His watch
we
was
sh-
on.
We should let you go too.